With the release of Edge of Eternities, rotation is happening in Magic's standard format. So what are the best cards leaving the format, and is that good or bad for everyone? But first, don't forget to get subscribed before our 500 subscriber giveaway. The prize is a Play Booster box of the winner's choice, and could even be one of these Final Fantasy boxes right here. So let's start with a softball. Sheoldred the Apocalypse. This card is an almost auto-include in any deck running black, but I do see some Golgari decks squeaking away without it while hiding 2 copies in the sideboard. Sheoldred is such a threat that if she sticks to the board, automatically puts pressure on your opponent and makes it harder for them to find answers. This card was begged to be banned by many and made it through 3 whole years of rotation without it ever being too mean to get itself banned. Next, I'm going to put these two together since they achieve mostly the same goal. That's Temporary Lockdown and Leyline Binding. Both of these cards come out early and clean up your best threats. They play a huge part in building control decks as well as the big domain decks we've had in Standard. With the recent bans in Red, I'm not sure losing Lockdown will let Mono Red rise up again too quickly, but it was one of the best answers to a wide aggro board. So see you later to these guys. You're never stopping my Gabi boys again. Another aggro killer and one of the best removal spells in Standard was Cut Down. 1 mana black that kills almost every early game threat was pretty good. Waiting on your opponent to officially kill the pump prowess creature was such a satisfying play. Much of this list could have just been 1 mana removal. Lay Down Arms is leaving as well with its exile effect, and that was crucial in dealing with the mini mice and their on-death effects, as well as new threats like Unstoppable Slasher. Let's jump into a bunch of the mill effects all at once as well. And by a bunch, I just mean these two. Jace is rotating out, so no longer will he land and just start slowing down your board while he ticks up closer to milling you out. Teresian Mindbreaker is also leaving. This card has crept back into Standard for mill strategies recently just in time for it to leave. Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor is leaving us be. One of the ultimate draw engines from Brothers War. This card wasn't as popular recently in black, but was always available as premium draw backups. Go for the Throat is leaving us as well, just in time for artifact strategies to be making a comeback. We'll see if the lack of removal starts to affect early Standard strategies during Edge of Eternities. Aggro is losing another threat, not to bans, but just normal rotation. Monastery Swiftspear will be leaving us, forever living through cheap removal by having that slightly bigger 1-2 butt. I'll miss you, Swiftspear, so long. Ossification is also taking the long trip out back. Enchantment-based removal will still exist post-rotation, but it'll just be a little bit slower, as most of it appears to cost 3 mana now. We'll see if turn 4 wins live on, or if most decks will be looking to the mid-game. Most people should be happy that Duress will be leaving. This card is excellent in my black decks, but apparently people don't like it when I take cards from their hand. It's only okay if I let them play it first and then kill it. So bye bye Duress for now, I'm sure you'll be back soon enough. Phyrexian Obliterator had been making a comeback into Standard. People were utilizing fight spells to force opponents into dealing damage to their Obliterator, and then making them sack their whole board. Sheoldred's Edict is also leaving. Modal removal for 2 mana was pretty good, and at instant speed. Now we'll have Gaius Van Baelsar from Final Fantasy to be a makeshift replacement for now. Token Control will be losing Erebras Forge. Previously a great aggro card, it's now more popular in Control, but also on the way out. One of the most anti-control spells will also be rotating out. Thrun, Breaker of Silence, will no longer make blue players weep. Another giant of Standard is Atraxa Grand Unifier, already reprinted in a couple of secret layers and as Sephiroth in the Final Fantasy bonus sheet, but none of those will keep her legal in Standard. Good news is Reanimator decks now have Arden and Valgavoth to threaten us with. Elspeth's Smite is also rotating out. How many 1 mana removals were there in Standard? Feels like every deck had access to too good of removal. Hand Refiller Knight Errant of Eos won't be propping up Boros aggro anymore. This card previously would come out to stabilize and draw players more threats, but now it will enter retirement. Sunfall was one of the best board wipes, but cleaning everything up and then leaving you with your own threat. I think this was my least favorite card to play against. Unless it comes right back as a reprint, we can say goodbye to this one. World Champ card Fairy Mastermind won't be drawing us any extra cards any longer. I really hope to see Esper strategies find new ways though after losing this card. We do have Fairy Mastermind at home though in the form of Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. Local good boy Atali Primal Conqueror will no longer steal your opponent's bombs for you. Our dinosaur friend is leaving us behind in rotation. How about lands too? Less popular these days, but still leaving his Plaza of Heroes. There's also a few land cycles headed out like the Fast Lands in Dominaria United and All Will Be One. However, they got replaced by the Shock Lands from Edge of Eternities and more coming up in future sets. You can keep your mana base, it just hurts to do so. Do you think any other cards deserve a mention? What cards are you happy will be leaving the format and leave you in peace from now on? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and take care.